when you approach a buffet stand, just like we have at Crispin Hotel, Crispin Special Sunday Buffet. Are you aware of that? Yes, there is Crispin Special Buffet happening every single Sunday. So when you approach any buffet stand like what we have at Crispin Hotel, and you're faced with many options to pick from, let me ask you this question. What guides your selection? What guides you? What makes you pick one food over the other? Now, I know for you, it can be so many reasons, but for Dietitian Michelle, it's definitely the nutrient content. I'm thinking, which of these now will taste nice? Apart from tasting nice, which of these will be nutritious? Which of these meals will nourish my body, nourish my system? So that is what I am thinking about whenever I approach a buffet stand and I have many options. Now let me ask you this question again. Apart from apart from thinking about the nutrient content of food, when you have to choose between jollof rice and fried rice, or when you have to choose between jollof acha and curry acha, based on the cooking method now, based on the cooking method procedure, which one will you say is more nutritious? Yes, jollof rice or fried rice, jollof acha or curry acha, which will you say is more nutritious? I welcome you back again, my friend. This is Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle, your food expert. And if you're joining this program for the first time, then I'd like you to know that it is a diet program where we talk about food and how food affects our health. I am Michelle Omadi. You can also call me Dietitian Michelle. So today on Diet Talk with Aisha Michelle is the Recipe Tuesday. Are you happy? Yes, Recipe Tuesday. Remember last week we talked about foods. We talked about processed foods. We talked about refined foods. We talked about ultra processed food. I bumped into someone at the Teddy Scott and he said, "Oh, Daisha Michelle, I picked so much from this program, and the point you made about ultra processed food, I am very clear about that. Did you miss that episode? Then head to my YouTube channel, Dietitian Michelle. You're going to find the content there. I talked about processed foods and ultra processed foods, and the topic you should be looking for is Acha grains versus pasta. I use that to explain it. But for today, I'll be sharing with you one of my favorite recipe. In fact, this particular recipe is enjoyed by most of our clients when we share it with them. Apart from the nutritional benefits of this particular food, it also tastes nice. Some say, "Oh, Dasha Michelle, I like this recipe. It reminds me so much of fried rice, and I don't get to miss fried rice a lot." In fact, Dasha Michelle, this recipe has just taken the place of fried rice. So I'll share this recipe with you. And I also want you to know that the whole concept of one meal being more nutritious than the other depends on the person that is cooking it. Now, when you cook jollof rice or you cook jollof acha, and Dietitian Michelle cooks jollof rice or jollof acha, you can bet that my own, Dietitian Michelle's own, will be more nutritious, except if you're also a dietitian who is knowledgeable about the nutrients in foods. But if you're not, and we get to cook and the competition is about nutrient content, not necessarily the look and the taste, I tell you that Dietitian Michelle's food is going to come out more nutritious. Why? Because I have the knowledge of these foods and the nutrients in the food. So I would know exactly how much ingredients to use in cooking my own jollof rice. I know how much seasonings to use. I know how much salt to use. I know how much oil to use, so that there will be no development of diet-related conditions. So if you are not a dietitian or a nutritionist and you're not clear on how much oil to cook with, then I encourage you to get our recipe book. Yes. Now, every single recipe you will find in this book is developed. We developed it as dietitians. We were intentional about it. We didn't download it from the internet. We were intentional. I mean, we demonstrated, we practiced, we analyzed before we put every single recipe you find in this book together, calling it the healing recipe, which is food that can be used for the prevention of diseases as well as the treatment of diet-related diseases. I'm going to share the recipe for curry acha with you, and then you'll be able to know that yes, we were really intentional about this recipes. And not just for you who will be getting our recipe book, you can download it from our website, smartfood.com. You can also send a message to our official lines on how you can get this recipe developed by CNC dietitians to help you prevent as well as treat or manage diet related conditions. Then for you who is a chef or a cook, do you want to step up? Do you want to take your cooking to the next level? Then I've got good news for you. There is a chef community or a chef organization called Chef Mentors Embassy. They are inviting me to Abuja to train some of their dietitians on how to prepare these therapeutic foods. Some call it special diets. We call them therapeutic meals. Just teaching the chefs how to modify recipes and turn them into foods that can be used in the treatment of diet-related conditions. So when you have a client with special diet needs, you have a client who has a kidney condition, or a client who is diabetic, or a client who has a heart condition, your food as a chef or cook will not send that person to his or her early grave. You'll be able to beat your chest to say, hey, don't worry, you have nothing to worry about. I have been trained by one of the best dietitians in the world, Dietitian Michelle, on how to prepare therapeutic meals. She has trained me, she has taught me how to modify seasonings, how to modify salt, how to modify oil, how to modify ingredients for the treatment of these diseases. So the dietitians, all they have to do is to plan the diet, give it to a diet chef who will be able to cook these meals and help their clients get well. So are you a chef or a cook? Is that you? Send a message to our official numbers and we will tell you more about this mentorship program. And even if you're not a chef, but you have a cook and you have a chef, then you can also send them for this training so that the foods you are eating will be intentional. You don't just cook and put oil. In fact, I have seen some news where the food will be cooked with margarine, it will be served with butter, it will be, in fact, everything about it is crying excess oil, and people would eat and be happy. No, that is not what it should be. Your food should be your medicine. So you should be much more intentional about the ingredients, what you cook with, so that you can elongate your life. Yes, if God has said you're going to live for 80 years, for 90 years, for 100 years, you shouldn't cut short your life by eating unhealthy meals. So, chef cooks, I invite you, join us and learn how to prepare these special meals. Today on the recipe series, we're talking about Acha grain, a good food that you should add to your menu. Acha grain. Now, many health organizations say that we should eat foods that are natural and whole. Yes, foods that are natural, foods that are whole for prevention and treatment of diet-related conditions. And my friend, I am happy to tell you that Acha grain qualifies. Acha grain falls under the category of foods that we are advised to eat to be healthy. So, do you eat Acha? If yes, then you are doing the right thing. Do you eat Acha? No, you don't. Then I advise you, add Acha to your family menu and you're going to be happy about it. So to encourage you and to help you to eat and enjoy this nutritious food, I will share one of our delicious recipe, which is curry Acha. This is how it will go. First, I will give you the ingredients. I'll list the ingredients that you're going to use to prepare this. Then the method of preparation before I tell you the nutritional benefits of curry Acha. Are you ready? I hope you have your writing materials. Let's begin. Now, to prepare this curry Acha based on Dietitian Michelle and CNC Dietitian's recipe, this is what you will need. Acha grain, 1 cup. Then curry, which is the main ingredients that makes it the curry Acha, you will need 2 teaspoons. Thyme, you will need half teaspoon. Onions, about 50 grams. Then vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons will just be enough. 2 tablespoons. Did you get that? Now, I told you that we're intentional about our recipe. We don't just cook and use oil till the spirit touches your heart, then you will stop. I ask some people, how much oil do you cook with? They say, I don't measure it. I just keep pouring until I feel like stopping. Very bad. So when you use our recipe to cook, we will be able to estimate how much calories you're eating. We're able to estimate your protein intake. We're able to estimate your carbohydrates and your fat content. Why? Because we measure the ingredients. It's a guide on how much oil to cook with, how much salt to cook with, how much seasonings you should cook with. You understand? So that is what I mean by being intentional. Everything, we planned it, we calculated it for you to achieve a set goal. So for your vegetable oil, is 2 tablespoons. Now, what do we call vegetable oil? Soybean, we consider it vegetable oil. Oil from soybean, oil from groundnuts, that is also what we consider, that is what we call it. Then even your other oils like sesame seeds, your atile, all of them, we call them vegetable oil. Some say it's groundnut oil. Now, there's also another oil that I notice a lot of people like to cook with. When I have all these my Ajebo clients and I ask them, what do you cook with? They'll tell me canola oil. I cook with canola oil. Do you know what canola oil is? Now, let me use this opportunity to explain. Sorry, I'll still get back and give you the ingredients used in cooking this curry acha, but let's talk a little about this popular canola oil. Yes, I cook with canola oil, canola oil. Now, when you have groundnut oil, it's made from what? Groundnuts. When you have olive oil, we also call it atide, right? It's made from what? Olives. When you have soy oil, it's made from what? Soybean. When you have palm oil, it's made from what? Palm fruit. Have you asked yourself, canola oil, this expensive imported oil, what is it made from? There is nothing like canola plant, if you're wondering. Yes, there is nothing like canola plant. Now, at this point, let me explain why we have canola oil. Canola simply means Canadian oil. Yes. Canola oil means Canadian oil, and this is the story behind it. Some years back, there used to be this plant called rapeseed, and the Canadians make oil from rapeseed, and people were using the oil. For some reason, researchers came up with this idea that the rapeseed plant is no longer healthy. It's not good for consumption. So they had to stop and ban the production of oil from rapeseed. But we have farmers who are earning their living from there. We have manufacturers, we have distributors, we have many people who are benefiting from this plant. So they didn't give up. You know what? They went back to the lab and they came back again and met the government to say that we have improved, we have worked on this rapeseed, so we can continue production. So the ban was lifted. But guess what? As business people, if they bring back the oil as canola, as rapeseed oil, people will not buy because of the fear, the worry, the concern that it was banned before. Why is it coming back to the market? So that explains why the name is canola oil, which simply means Canadian oil. So when you buy canola oil, you are not buying any plant known as canola. You are buying rapeseed, which is oil from rapeseed. Now, my dear friend, I advise you, eat the oil that grows in your own land. If you are a Nigerian listening to me and you live in Nigeria, eat your soybean oil, eat your groundnut oil, your atile oil, your olive oil, sesame oil, your palm oil. Eat those ones. All right? No offense to those who import and sell canola oil. No offense, and I'm not going to say anything on whether it's good or bad. I have just told you the story behind the name canola. So if you want to continue to use that, fine, it's your choice. But I will tell you, we have good food in Nigeria. Now, back to our story. Back to our content, the ingredients used in making curry acha. Your vegetable oil, anyone that you want, whether it's groundnut oil or whether it's soy oil. Don't use palm oil though. Remember, you want to achieve curry acha. So if you use palm oil, the color you get, you're on your own. So for the vegetable oil, you can use soy oil, you can use groundnut oil. Don't even cook with olive oil. Not because olive oil is bad, but when you cook with olive oil, you denature it. You waste your nutrients, you waste your ingredients. Olive oil has what we call a short smoking point. All right, so when you cook with olive oil, you just wasted the nutrients that you're supposed to gain from. You use olive oil to make things that don't require a long time for preparation, like omelette. You can use it for that. You can use it for your stir-fry veggies, but don't start cooking foods that will last for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, or even 10 minutes with olive oil. You're just wasting your nutrients. All right, so Michelle, you have been talking too much. All right, so groundnut oil or soy oil. Then your seasoning cube, just 2. Ginger, half teaspoon. Garlic, half teaspoon. Salt, just a pinch or half teaspoon. Then yellow pepper, small. Fresh turmeric, fresh turmeric. So you can see we're not talking about color. We're not telling you to buy any color from the market to color your food. You can get whatever you want naturally. So get your fresh turmeric for your curry acha, then your carrots 65 gram, green peas 45 grams, sweet corn half cup, then water, very important, 2.5 cup. Let's proceed to procedures, how to prepare this. I know that I have been telling you to start from toasting your acha, but for some of you who don't know how to go about your stock, let me share this particular step with you. For your protein of choice, whether it's chicken or turkey, whatever you want to cook, you can cook with one seasoning cube. Remember, we are using two, so out of the two, use one for your protein. Then a little salt and 3 cups of water. After cooking it, you'll be left with about 2.5 cups of water for your food. Then keep that aside. The first thing you will do is to toast your acha. Remember that this acha that we toast is the basic secret behind our delicacies. It makes the acha come out very nice. It doesn't gum, it doesn't come out like porridge if you don't like it that way. So that is the secret. You need to toast your acha. And how to toast acha: put your washed acha in a clean and dry pot under low heat for 5 to 8 minutes until it's properly dry. Then, in a separate pan, still under low heat, add oil and allow to heat for a while. Add your onions and stir for a minute. Then you can now add your seasonings, your ginger, you can add your curry, your thyme, your salt and turmeric. Stir gently for about a minute. Then add your stock, your 2.5 cups of meat stock. Are you getting it? That is when you can now add your remaining seasoning cube and your yellow pepper. Add your toasted acha grains into the boiling broth and cook the acha under low heat. Stir occasionally using a fork. This is the second and very important secret to achieving that look, that delicious acha that you don't want to be gummy or be like porridge. So use fork, not spoon. Use fork to stir your acha, and in 8 to 10 minutes, acha is ready. That is the point where you will now add your vegetables so that you don't destroy your nutrients. After that 10 minutes, the acha is ready. That is when you add your vegetables, the carrots, the green peas, and the sweet corn. Then turn off your heat. Stir gently using what? A fork. Then you can now serve with any protein of your choice, whether it's turkey or chicken or fish, whatever you want, you can serve with. And if you have salads, you can also enjoy. Now, I hope you got this recipe and you're willing to try it this week. Don't wait till next week. I want you to try this delicious curry acha so that we can talk about it. Now, finally, before I go on a short break, let me tell you the nutritional benefits of eating this curry acha. Number one is that it's a natural food. It's gluten-free and is rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Now, this food will nourish you and your family members. You should consider adding it to your menu. Then, acha has a low glycemic index. It will not spike up your sugar level. Are you living with diabetes and you're looking for other alternatives to help you control your sugar level? Then you have found an excellent choice. Acha is naturally low in fat, and even this recipe that I have shared with you has controlled amount of fat. It is also good for those who are hypertensive and trying to balance their blood pressure. Acha is a renal-friendly diet. It's good for those who have kidney issues. And the recipe too, that is not cooked with tomato, this is curry acha, is also perfect for those who have kidney conditions. Are you a chef? Do you have a chef? I hope you're going to join the training program to learn how to cook these special meals. Then acha is also good for weight loss. Why? Because it has low calorie and high satiety index. So you eat just a little amount and you are satisfied, you are full, because it has what? Low calorie and it has a high satiety index. Now tell me when you're going to be trying this recipe, curry acha. And for your acha, on how you can get your packs of acha grains and recipe book, if you would like to order for the recipe book, visit our website www.cncsmartfood.com. You're going to see CNC Smart Food Acha. You're also going to find supermarkets that stock CNC Smart Food Acha. You see the list on the website. And if you live in Jos, you can walk into some of these stores and you find CNC Smart Food Acha. Why stressing yourself to wash acha and all of that? If you can, if you have the time, if you have all the time, you can do that. If you don't let that discourage you from eating healthy foods. just buy the packets that have already been washed and destoned and start cooking. All right, so you can find them. You can find CNC Smart Food Acha in Onibinde store, Flourish Supermarket, Exceptional, Rainbow. You can find it in Shop City, Freedom Store, Icon Supermarket, and many other supermarkets in this Jos. And if you need help with ordering, you can send a message to this number. Radio Mama, I hope you're taking down the number this time around: 0708 987 3497. 0708 987 3497. You can send a message on how you can order your Acha, how you can order your recipe book, or even how you can partner with us in one way or the other as a distributor if you're interested in promoting healthy foods. And then for consultations, I encourage you, please don't just base your decisions on diet, on guidelines. Let me explain what diet guidelines are. What I am doing right now, I am providing you with what we call nutritional guidelines, but that is not the diet therapy proper. Guidelines is just to serve as a guide. That is why it's called guidelines. You can even get that on the internet. You can get that from a friend or even a colleague or somebody. But you see, diet therapy, you have to walk to a dietitian, consult a dietitian to get your diet plan. So guideline is something that you can use for a while. For example, for the caller who asked if she can cook sweet potato for someone who is diabetic, yes, you can cook sweet potato, but what about the quantity? It matters. For someone else, depending on the medication, the person will need to eat 1.5 cup of sweet potato. For another person, the person may need 2 cups of sweet potato. Another person may need 1 cup of sweet potato. So even if you're cooking sweet potato, or even this Acha that I have been promoting, even if that is what you are eating in the management of diabetes, if you eat too much of it, your sugar level will still not be controlled. So you see where diet therapy comes into play. You need to see a dietitian. We need to know your medications. We need to know your activity level. We need to know your age. We need to put all that into consideration. Then plan the diet for you before you can start to see the results that you want to see. So I encourage you, if you have a diet-related condition, or you have a loved one who has a diet-related condition, please quickly, don't hesitate. Don't even wait till tomorrow. Schedule your appointment. See dietitians. Let me even give you another instance. When someone has headache or is even feverish, feeling down, before the person goes to the hospital to see a doctor and run tests and all of that, you just take paracetamol. Is that not so? Now, you're not going to take paracetamol and sit down at home. You will just take the paracetamol to feel a little bit better before you get to the hospital. See a doctor for proper diagnosis and proper treatment. That is the same thing with nutritional guidelines. Everything you are hearing and learning from me here serves as guidelines to just guide you before you get a proper diet treatment from dietitians. So please don't wait till tomorrow. I encourage you, if you have a diet-related condition, you have someone you care about who has a diet-related condition, ensure that you consult dietitians for proper diet treatments. You can send a message to this number to schedule your appointment: 0904 675 8079. This is Dietitian Michelle's official line. Where you send a message there, you'll be attended to and your appointment confirmed. 0904 675 8079. Let's help you get your diet right. That is what we are happy to do. So please, I encourage you, try these recipes, come up with even new recipes and share with Dietitian Michelle. Then I invite you also to be my friend on social media. Let's connect outside this space. On Facebook, you'll find me as Dietitian Michelle. On Instagram, Dietitian Michelle. On TikTok, Dietitian Michelle. On Twitter, Dietitian Michi. LinkedIn, you'll find me there as Michelle Umaji. Now that I've mentioned LinkedIn, guess what? Today I opened my wallet and I realized that I've been walking around with my BDA membership tag. You know what BDA means? BDA means British Dietetic Association. So when you go to LinkedIn, you're going to see my portfolio there. You're going to see all about Dietitian Michelle. You're going to see my certifications and all of that. And I have not been wearing this. I mean, it's not easy to be a member of British Dietetic Association. And I have not even been showcasing it. So today, I'm wearing it as a tag. Can you see it? Boldly. That is what you're going to be seeing henceforth. From today henceforth, every single video of Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle will proudly wear her BDA membership tag.
British Dietetic Association. I'm a member. I'm not a small person. Check me out on LinkedIn, Michelle Umadi, so that you will know what I am talking about. So when you come to consult Dietitian Michelle, you will know who you're coming to meet. All right, so I also want you to remember that on Dietitian Michelle YouTube channel, you're going to find many interesting topics. Radio Mama says she found the one on non-stick pot. I mean, you're going to find many interesting topics on Dietitian Michelle YouTube channel. You can use it to learn a lot. You can even share it with friends and families, people who are confused about what to eat and what not to eat. Help them, share the link. I have content on basmati rice. I've got content on non-stick pots and even sugar and sugar substitutes. Do you know what sugar substitutes are? You will find them there. Just go to Dietitian Michelle on YouTube and you're going to find many interesting topics. Thank you very much for joining me on today's episode. Next week is our case study, and I will share one practical case study on diet and diabetes management. Stay healthy, make wise food choices. God bless you.